Hmm. Hello. What up, what up, what up, what up? How are you today? There is some whack shit going on with Marilyn Manson and Evan Rachel Woods and a lot of Marilyn Manson's fiancés, ex-wife, and ex-partners. And I am shook. Shook about it because it's like, man, you know, you don't gotta go crazy. You know what I mean? But this is something to take crazy. This is something to take crazy serious. At least I think. I'll talk more about it when I see people getting in here. But I mean, I'll just talk about where I started or where I ever heard about Marilyn Manson. So, Marilyn Manson was actually my first concert. No joke. And Marilyn Manson was crazy to see live. Like, crazy to see live. And he like pissed, no joke, on a cake. On a cake. And threw it on the crowd. So yeah, long story short, that was my experience going to the concert. It was a cool concert. I liked it. I did buy merch. I was a fan of him at the time. I didn't see anything crazy like other than his music. Like, you know, his music is like crazy. He's been around since like the 90s, I think 80s, I think it was the 90s though. But you know what I mean? Like, this is shocking. Now, for a few years, the allegations have kind of been building up. But no real like lawsuits were made or anything like that. And some of his exes talked, you know, relatively okay of him. To say they're on like, you know, best buddy levels, I don't know. But to think that if his exes are talking highly of him, I mean, maybe he isn't like as bad. But then you think about sometimes some stuff he's posted on his website way back in the day. I used to go to his like website to buy like CDs. I used to do it like the traditional way. I didn't have like iTunes or anything like that. I would just buy CDs from like the Stars' website. I don't know. I don't know how you guys learned to buy music when you first started buying music, but it was just me going to the site and buying a CD from the site. Because a lot of the times my town didn't have a store that sold a lot of that kind of music, and I was into it. So, yeah, I mean, I would see him post pictures and paintings and all sorts of other crazy shit on his website. I mean, some of his paintings are whack, bro. Like, if you see Marilyn Manson in his paintings, it's like fucking creepy. And, you know, there's a little backstory on him. I'm not too sure if it was Christian school or if it was Catholic school, but he grew up in a Catholic or Christian. I don't know which one it is. I forgot. And I don't want to misinformation, but like yeah, he grew up in a really strict environment, so his type of music seems on par to what his lifestyle was like. And in saying that, he just took it to an extreme, to like a gothic, like maybe metal, thrash metal type of level. And, one thing led to another. He becomes famous, has obviously a lot of failed relationships. He's the type of guy that I've seen go through like marriages. We've all seen it. It's pop culture, yada, yada, yada. But in saying that, I haven't really seen up until recently allegations against him in negative light regarding an experience with a relationship with him or certain, you know, sexual experiences. Um, that to me means like, yes, I did. I did. Yeah, he's great. He's such a cute little guy. But that to me says that, I think there might be communication between these women, whether it is in honesty or it is not honesty, that is for a, proof to be shown for their allegations, or maybe the petitions that they're working on individually. Maybe they don't even want to seek proof. Maybe they're, you know, are just kind of dealing with it publicly. I'm not exactly sure. I'm confused on that. So when it kind of comes down to it, Evan Rachel Woods is one recently who just blew the top off the motherfucking soda. Like, she blew it off at a freaking rate that was like kapow. And so it's been kind of going in and out. It's an earlier stream and an earlier day, but congratulations. Who's watching? Yeah, so Evan Rachel Woods, for years, now that I have looked up enough videos about it, has hinted at the fact that during her relationship when she turned 18 years old and Marilyn Manson was 32 years old, there was some behavior that she claims with certain words like, grooming, manipulation, things like that. There was some sexual, foul play that she is talking about, and the pain it has caused her. And she's been advocating for these communities for quite some time, specifically the community of statute of limitations when it comes to the past events happening and maybe being too frightened to think, maybe talk about it or think about it. So the statute of limitations on the petition that she has been supporting for quite some time is basically making that longer so people have more time maybe to speak out. Sorry, I got a new pipe tobacco in the mail. Oh, hell yeah. Digging this moon transplant. Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. My husband drinks, or not drinks, he doesn't drink actually anymore. But long story short, he smokes like cigars and like he loves cigars and like pipe tobacco and stuff. He's like into it. So yeah, I'm like interested. I always try to buy him cool things. I don't know what I'm doing in that era, but I know I will try my best to buy him cool things. But yeah, so Evan Rachel Woods, for years she's been advocating for the statute of limitations, to be changed for victims that they feel like maybe should be longer because they have testimony like that they were scared to speak out about their assaulter. She's gone with some other people and talked with them about it. And obviously trying to help certain situations for what she feels that she's compelled to do. So for me, that speaks of a place coming from truth, because it wasn't like she started to just talk about it as soon as it happened. It took her years to talk about it. And I don't know if you guys remember, if you guys were a fan at that time of Marilyn Manson, but if you ever looked at his website or like his MySpace page or like, I can't remember the Facebook, he would post very not okay photos of the people he was dating. And like, it was creepy because some of the stories that Evan Rachel Wood is coming out with, and his ex-wife and some of his ex-fiancés are coming out with, are actually really lined up to some of those photos and the timeline of those photos. And some of the interviews, he just brags about being, a really bad guy, and he just distracts people. This is the allegations and stuff, just distract people from him being worse than what they're actually talking about, which is terrifying, because what they're talking about here is quite something that is just disturbing, and it's really sad, because it's not. I don't see, when I see Evan Rachel Wood speak out about this and any of her, advocation for the bill to be changed on the statute of limitations, I don't see any dolly upness. I don't see any falsity. I just see pain and past experience, and her wanting to change the future. That's honestly what I see. And for people who've actually gone through things, sometimes that's the only way to cope with it, is to try to change it for people in the future. That's really how I did it when I was fighting for justice. That was what led me to fight for justice. It wasn't necessarily for myself, but it was for people in the future. And it really got me through. So yeah, I mean, let me go read some comments really quick. You spoke out against abuser, 16 years old, and then promptly stuck, then promptly stuck my own ass in a psych ward for a month. It's scary. Whoa, that's so crazy. And Cali and Hollywood are their own animals, and there's so much shady crap going on. Yeah, California and Hollywood, some very crazy things in this industry. In the music industry, you see things like Kesha and Dr. Luke. That whole allegation thing was scary. How stars like Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift were donating $250,000 to help buy out her contract with the record label to get her free so she can own her voice, because they cut all of her rights away, and you can't sing a song because the record label owns your song, so you can't just go out and perform and make money. You literally are being like, it's like Ursula. That's the best way to describe like most high-end record label companies. If you get on their bad side, they basically just stole your voice and left you rendered like in the dust. So you're fucked and you can't do anything. Yeah, it's fucked up. I really think of these allegations, I foresee a huge lawsuit. I think because he's such a famous person, and because of the way he does shock actor and controversial things that have gone on throughout the years, and these allegations, and how some of the timelines are matching up completely perfectly. I believe it's going to be a huge lawsuit. His record dropped him, and I think that's the smartest move ever, because not the smartest, but most valiant move of the record label. Why did it take so long, though? I don't understand, because some of his songs obviously portray violence, and it was, like I said, I started out with his older stuff. I haven't really been into much of his newer stuff, like his last 2-3 albums, no. But the older stuff, yes, I was. Like, all that. It just lost me when he talks about violence and murdering and, death and all that. Just, I love you. My husband brought me a Slim Jim. Matador Slim Jim. Smart water. Oh, we're the best. I'm having an allergy. I'll see this one. Thank you, babe. All of a sudden, I'm getting hives everywhere. I don't, this happened to me a few years ago, but it's whack now, man, because it really scared me a long time ago. I get hives like everywhere, like my hands, my arms, and I went to all the doctors. I got so many little tests done, and skin biopsies for allergy tests and all these little shots that they give you. And it's horrible. And they never found anything, but all of a sudden this is coming back. So yeah, Slim Jims are the motherfucking shit, dude. I don't care. I know they're horrible for you, but really they are so divine. I don't know who invented them, but I'm down for it. I read an article with Marilyn Manson and included this weird part about how his current girlfriend would have to be ready for him 8 times a day to service him. It was weird. Whoa. Yeah, I could see that being a thing. I can see him. You know, honestly, all his girlfriends have said, or ex-fiancés or ex-partners have said that he has a strict dress code, that they are tortured by being starved. And if you look back at the photos, they're all extremely thin, but now they look healthy. When they leave him, they like look healthy, and they're not thin to the point where they look like they're going to fall over, and they're all pale, and they all have this gothic aesthetic that they eventually get into. And like Evan Rachel Woods, I was looking back on some of her photos, and she's like beautiful red hair, kind of like my like daughters. It's like really beautiful, very fair skin, you know, very beautiful. But what he turned her into is just like this vampiric individual, and I have never seen her dressed like that since. And then honestly, I've seen her dressed in like pastels and, you know, nice, happy, bright things ever since I've seen her without Marilyn Manson. You know, and she has her claims. When they got together, like I said, she was 18 and he was 30 something, 30 plus. I think it was like 38 or something. I could be wrong. Okay, I'm not saying 18 isn't legal. I'm saying who at 18 could make a decision to be with somebody that older? I can tell you, I personally don't think that that is something that an 18-year-old, this is just my opinion, can wrap their head around, especially somebody with, you know, his background. So I don't know. I see what happens. I hope for justice. If these things, which are lining up to be true, are used in court, and I really hope that whoever comes out against him gets justice. That's sad because, dude, I said my first concert was Marilyn Manson. I literally got bagged on by my friends. Nobody wanted to go to me. I had one extra free ticket that had to go to the waist. And nobody wanted to go to Marilyn Manson with me. It was horrible. I had to go alone. My friend, when I went shopping for my Marilyn Manson outfit, called me a whore. I mean, she was just straightforward, but shit, it was the truth. And I was just like, dude, come on. It's like totally covered. I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's covered. She was just not into Marilyn Manson. That's how she did not like Marilyn Manson. So I literally had, you know, I was interested. This is my first concert. So I had it like pass. So, like, to see this come out, I know I don't support that. I don't support it. You know, I knew he was into some freaky stuff, but damn, you know, like when all of these different people, almost every person he's been in a relationship with, even his ex-wife, when all this stuff started to surface, she texted him, and after he texted her, because he texted her first, and she even talks about it. She says, you know, if any of these things are true from Evan Rachel Woods, I'm going to stand by her fully 100%. You know, they had their own little things but a lot of other people that have been in a relationship with him are coming out and they're talking about just how horrible he has treated them. He's starvation. He's like sexual punishments. He like pushes people to the extremes. You know, when Evan Rachel Woods dumped him for the first time, she left first. Okay. She left. And I remember this. I remember Marilyn Manson talking about this in a video, and I honestly seemed to be like it was all just fucking like so sad. He's the one, the victim, right? Made her out to seem like a total ass. But basically, he cuts himself on his face for every time she wouldn't answer the phone. He ended up with like over a few hundred cuts, I think, or like over 100 or something. What's that? That is somebody who literally, you can tell, mentally abuses somebody. Like, and he used it, and he even talked about it in an interview, and he said, okay, I did it because I wanted to make us, like, make a statement. I wanted scarification to know, so she would know how much she was hurting me. Mental abuse, bro. Plain and simple. I don't care what your dealio is. That's mental abuse. I love metalcore music, but for some reason, Marilyn Manson always gave me the heebie-jeebies. I just factory lover. Like, okay, I love Lady Gaga. I love shock factor music. Poppy's been cool. Like, I love shock factor music. And so that was my peak for, like, that was my interest. You know, I like doing, like, I like it when people do, like, wild things. Not, like, SE-actually, like, wild things. I mean, I'm talking about just, like, wild stuff just off the wall, you know, has different type of meaning. And, like, you have to, like, sit and think about it really fucking deep. That's my type of shit. So that's what drew me to him. But, like, if you look at it now, it's coming out in a different light now. You know what I mean? Too eerie, yeah, something darker and deeper we didn't see until the 5 years later. Exactly. You know, like, if you look back at the music, like slow motion, I can't remember that one. I feel like I want to throw it away. But because it just gives me so many bad feelings, you know, just so many bad feelings. So long story short, you know, I'm looking at these songs again, and he talks about how he fantasizes about hurting people, and I'm just like, wait a second. Yes, gaslighting and manipulation. Yeah, it is. It is. It's trying to use somebody's love for you at one time because they manipulated against them and change the reality of the situation. There's one time that he got into an altercation with I think it was a publisher of some sort. I can't remember, but the claim was the publisher had a gun held to his head and he was like beat up. Me. Like, what? And he has threatened people multiple times in very vicious, like, crazy ways in interviews. He said things like, you know, I'm not afraid to fight. Like, I'm not afraid to, like, we know where you live. There's a whole song. Like, it's just whack, dude. And then he's always promoting self-harm. Like, okay, people struggle with that on a real basis. He's making it like, I'm not saying he doesn't struggle. I'm saying he's publicizing it, and it's not to advocate against it or anything. It's advocating for it. Yeah, he was exposing himself. Yeah, all of Hollywood is like that, sadly. And that, you know, that's just sad because they have influence, and that's the unfortunate part. And they can hurt people. And, you know, she was 18. I don't think she's in the right stage to be making decisions like that. But, you know, bugs crawling under the skin type of feeling music. Yeah. And that's disturbing, you know, like I feel bad because like whenever you see her talk about it, like I said earlier, she breaks down. And like that's some real shit. Like I don't know. After they broke up though, and he did cut his face, she did go back to him for a short time and they did get engaged. And so he roped her back in. But can you imagine maybe like some of the punishment that could have gone down in retaliation if the type of behavior is true that is being, you know, talked about? I would be, that's petrifying. Petrifying. Makes me really feel bad. You know, I thought whenever these like new girls would come around him, I'd be like, dude, you're brave. Like I even knew the creeps on that level. Like, damn, I wonder what taking Marilyn Manson to your home to your parents is like. You know, like, hey mom, hey dad, I got a new boyfriend. Who is it, sweetie? Marilyn Manson. My fucking heart would explode hearing that on the other end of the phone. I would freaking die. I would die. I don't know. I would die. It's like apparently he would like try to isolate them from their family. Probably because the family was like, hey, sweetheart, you're 18. Why the hell are you dating Marilyn Manson? Get the fuck back home. Like, and so he probably was making it a big complicated thing. And, they were all trying to, get their little independence, all that bullshit. And can't say I didn't do it too, guys. I did. Can't say I didn't do it too. Not dating Marilyn Manson, of course, obviously. But I'm saying, like, can't say I haven't felt that way. I moved out very young. I moved out at 18. I was out of there. Marilyn Manson would potentially expose other powerful people. Wouldn't be surprised if he's dead soon, honestly. Yep. Main topic. I just felt like giving some backstory so everybody knew. But main topic. The police were at his house last night for a distress call from a friend or a colleague or somebody who works for him. I don't know. And long story short, he didn't come out of the house. He had like his assistant come out of the house. He hasn't been answering. They had like a helicopter flying above his house to try to see what the hell was going on with Marilyn Manson. That's the thing though. What kind of sick shit is that? Do they really want to catch his like suicide on camera? Come on, dude. Like, that's to me is also a little weird. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but that to me is a little weird. It's like they've been waiting for it so long that they are ready. They're like, it's like they have the Marilyn Manson code or something. That's scary. Oh man, this is sort of like fame. Ugh. Fame is just scary because like it's okay. Imagine your dead carcass. You've already died, right? But there are thousands of little bugs coming at you, and that's like fame. That's how I feel fame. That's how I felt about fame. Just 1,000 little bugs coming at you. That's morbid, but it's like the truth. I'd spray holy water on him. I couldn't say I wouldn't do the same thing. I mean, honestly, his vocabulary is scary, weird. Like it's like every the word I don't understand. So I wouldn't want to be in a room alone with him, like during an investigation or something like that. I'd be like, I'm gonna pass on the Marilyn Manson case. You can go ahead and take that, Cheryl. Good luck with that. I would wear some glasses with some like anti-hypnotation lens or something. Oh, he'll know where you live after that. Or you're gonna say 10, There was a song he has that like say 10 means like, SATIN. I'm like, damn. Not cool. He is very intelligent and manipulative. Yes. What do you want? Your food is full. Stop being picky. He always wants wet food, my cat. But yes, he is. And he's manipulative enough to say out in public, this is just distraction for what I really do behind the scenes, guys. That shit's much darker. What? Wouldn't people investigate him? He's been blamed for a lot of things. The shooting at the Columbine. Kids were playing Marilyn Manson music, and like he had to go through the whole investigation that his music didn't have like any hidden symbols. It was weird. I've seen him have allegations that are kind of whacking out there, but like this stuff isn't just whack. This stuff has like there is stuff to prove that the timelines add up, and so on and so forth. I'm waiting to hear from Evan Rachel Woods. She's happily married now. Really successful marriage. As a family, very happy for her. To come out of a relationship like that I can see would be very devastating to your self-esteem and just how you view people. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's cool that she's taking her power back. I just hope to see some justice, some real justice. There's a lot of justice to say that him getting dropped from his record label is a lot of justice. Because maybe the statute of limitations ran out, but hey, he no longer is going to be making music on the same record label. That doesn't mean that another record label won't sign him, because look at how long he's been around. He produces. He produces money. He produces revenue. He might get signed to another label, which would be stupid on that label's part. But watch, he's probably going to sign with Dr. Luke. Bet you he would sign with Dr. fucking Luke.
Who's that?
Marilyn Manson, the guy who R.A.P. Oh, God. Kesha. R.A.P. Yeah. I know, it's been out for a while.
Wait, really?
Yeah. R.A.P.E.D. Kesha. Dr. Luke.
Yeah.
I just hurt my toe on that toy so bad. That was hard. I just kicked the toy and it hurts so bad on accident. How'd you get to Disney Plus again? You just logged in?
No, it's like, man.
Really? Because it just like, oh. It's crazy. Well, yeah. He'd probably sign with her. I gotta dip out, have a meeting. I'll check back. Hell yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye, Raven Star. Waiting for a delivery. That hurt my toe leg so bad.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know. It was just there, and it's this random ball that travels across the floor.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
It hurts so bad. But yeah, no. Dropping from like, oh my God. But he makes too much money. I don't know if people will still go to his shows, though. You know, he's been touring for a very long time. He's never stopped touring. Not that I know of. Never stopped touring.
What if this is just...
What you getting to eat?
What if he just calls it quits after this?
Yo, I'm anticipating he gets crazy. Like, okay, so Evan Rachel Woods is the dude that he cut his face over for every missed call she wouldn't pick up. And over the end of it, he had to get like plastic surgery and stuff to get it all fixed. And he did it because he wanted to make a statement to her about, you know, like how he'll really do something horrible to himself if she doesn't like come back. And so she goes back, they get engaged. Then she leaves again for the second time. Then ever since then, she's been advocating for the bill to be changed on the statute of limitations of how long you can report an assault after, you know, maybe a relationship or something like that. She's been advocating for that for years. She's never named him until recently, like a few days ago.
Gotcha.
She's only hinted. So, yeah. So I anticipate him really just not doing very well. But, you know, he is friends with Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp and him have been in concerts together, and we all know the stuff that's going on with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. So I don't know if there is some relation to that. Maybe, I don't know. But it's just quite weird. Weird to me. You know, Amber Heard's kind of like a freak, though. She did date Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is not a human being.
Exactly.
He's a benevolent alien that came here to try to help us.
I swear to God, that's what it is, truly. And he, you know, so there's some freaky shit going on, guys. I really am, like, now it's getting into the conspiracy theory type stuff. Like, because this is just scary to me. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know. There was one time, you know, he played on Sons of Anarchy. He had like a Clover taking it again.
He's like, help me.
My kids are like playing with our cat.
You know,
It's like freedom. Thank you for being a good boy, Clover. That was really good of you. You did it for a second round, buddy. He like let.
He just goes limp.
Yeah, he just does go slams. Yeah, Marilyn Manson worked with a lot of people. I wouldn't be shocked if they took part. Yeah, like okay,
He's
I'm not
too
saying.
established in the industry to have really anything effective in a big way.
I mean, when his record label drops him, yes, he still gets paid royalties. He will always be paid royalties on his music. So
he has enough connections to continue on his career.
Yeah, and somebody else is going to sign him just because one record label that he stayed with for a while does, dropped him. That's just them saving their ass. It doesn't mean another record label won't wait a little while and then sign him for a bigger deal and the Marilyn Manson comeback won't happen or some crap.
I'll be surprised if Strange Music signed him.
Strange Music would probably sign Marilyn Manson. Strange Music, who have they all signed?
They like to sign
the rebels.
Like the people that
don't deserve to really to be signed, I don't think. But they have talent, but they're just kind of bad people.
Like they signed Tech Nine,
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Like they sign the kind of people that other
controversy
wouldn't sign because they're controversial.
Yeah. And they're gonna be with him. He just is not. I think he wants a nappy.
I got it.
Yeah, he needs a nappy. Oh, he's like, dude, I need a nap. Okay. Tekashi 6ix9ine, he has had a lot of stuff happen. They're signing, so yeah, I could see how that record label could also sign him. Dr. Luke. I could definitely see how that motherfucker would sign him. By the way, I don't support Dr. Luke. Fuck you, Dr. Luke. Oh. Yeah. But I don't know. I really hope that this whole situation gets handled in a way that brings justice, so long as there is, a real evidence of things that have happened. I don't want to say that just timing up a timeline of events online is something that, can bring somebody down in that way. I want to see something happen toward the maybe taking on an investigation, maybe suing him, for obviously threatening her life. He did threaten her, which is crazy. He threatened her life, which I think is horrible. And you should never feel in a relationship that you can't leave because your life is in danger. I know there's been other times where he has used self-harm or things like that to leverage relationships before. That to me is just scary. Just scary. Well, we'll see what happens with this. We will see what happens with this. But I'm going to get off stream, guys. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye, 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 bye.